My name is Marty Thompson of League1Ontario.com and CanPL.ca. Back and pleased to announce another big club signing in League One Ontario this week. Electric City Football Club of Peterborough, Ontario will be joining in 2022. Fortunate enough to speak to Rob Jenkins, as you've already seen, the president of Electric City. They've got a storefront in Peterborough. You've probably seen their merch around. You'll definitely, after this video, you'll definitely recognize it for sure in Canadian soccer circles. And we just talk about why Peterborough. This is one of the smaller cities in Ontario, frankly, and they're coming out here big and going to support this club. We talk about the stadium as well. Lots to talk about with Peterborough as we cover. So sit back and enjoy and welcome Electric City Football Club to League One Ontario for 2022. There's a lot to talk about with this club, thankfully, due to all the work that's already been done out there, frankly. But let's start from the beginning. So for those uninitiated, how did Electric City Football Club come together? And frankly, what's put you in that chair today?
Yeah. Thanks, Marty. Thanks for having me today. And yeah, absolutely. A very exciting day. And, we're excited to finally be able to announce, us being part of League One Ontario. And it's been a lot of hard work that's gone into that. Like you said, it's been a process and one of those ones that we've been patient all along the way. And sometimes it's not easy to do as well when you want to announce early or you want to get these things out there, but it's we're very excited now to be able to hit that point. So, and in terms of going through, kind of what we've done, to date, I guess, and what brought me here, I spent a lot of years out in Calgary, out west, kind of cut my teeth in the industry with Foothills, the youth club there. My son kind of went through that program, and when Foothills wanted to go PDL, the equivalent of, basically a very similar level to League One Ontario. They brought me on as operations there, and Tommy Whelan Jr. Brought me on there, appreciative for that opportunity. And we spent 4 or 5 years running that program and culminating in the championship in 2018, the PDL championship. And then when, we started building that project for Cavalry FC and the CPL, I got brought on with that project as well, and was really, again, thankful for that opportunity. Been working hard there in terms of the operations with them, also with the CPL, and in terms of getting the league up and running in 2019. Spent a lot of time working with Canada Soccer as well, and even was part of some of the men's national team games back in 2019 before COVID kind of hit. And basically what had happened though is it's interesting is, I was kind of looking, what might be next in terms of developing something. And then, we had built these programs out in Calgary in terms of Foothills and Cavalry. And, and I was looking at a few different projects throughout Canada here and getting myself involved kind of as leading a project basically, and I had done it kind of in concert with Tommy and then those guys out there who were great and learned a lot, but wanted to kind of go that next step as well. So it's one of those ones where it's interesting because had COVID not happened, none of this probably would have happened, So I think it's one of those things that's kind of interesting because of the slowdown of the CPL back in 2020, I guess. And what gave me that opportunity to kind of look around a little bit. Otherwise, we would have been knee deep in a regular season again and just going along, chugging along. So, but in terms of this project, I think Keaton Robbins is this was kind of his brainchild, probably, I think he'd said, 4 or 5 years ago, to be honest. He's, he's a local Peterborough lad and loves the game. And he spent a lot of time, I think, all over Ontario here in Ottawa and London and all different places. And it was kind of his idea, like a long time ago, to, the Peterborough, his home city, definitely was primed for something like this. And, he started doing a lot of research and a lot of legwork over those number of years. And basically when I came involved, he had already done a lot of legwork and research and a mutual connection actually from his Ottawa Fury days and one of the players from Cavalry that I got to know quite well. And, that was kind of the connection. He was looking for players, or he was looking for somebody to kind of, get on board and to actually, have the experience of starting up a franchise like this and be able to build something. And this player kind of connected the dots and said, you know what, maybe this was it. So the player called me and said, would you mind me, kind of throwing your name in the ringer and just letting him know. So, I jumped on a call back. This would have been last summer, I guess. So like, I don't know, 14, 15 months ago. I'd never even been to Peterborough before, to be honest with you. And my extension or my knowledge about East here was basically traveling with the teams, right, and coming out and playing in Toronto, playing in York, playing in Hamilton, and but I was intrigued by the idea that they're looking at the League One team. I think that's exciting. Coming from CPL, and I kind of wanted to get back to CPL was kind of my goal, and to get a CPL franchise going. But and again, I was talking with a couple other organizations that were going down that path, and Keaton and those guys, they piqued my interest enough, and they said, just come out to Peterborough, we'll show you around and see it. So I said, okay, fair enough. So last fall I came out in September, and to be honest, I was absolutely blown away. I know Keaton and the group they put together, meeting after meeting, and I met with everybody from the MP to the mayor to business people to all the youth clubs in the area. It's interesting. Anytime I've started a club before, whether it was in Calgary or other locations where I've been, and you start doing things like this, usually the first thing people get negative on you very quickly, right? And they're like, "This is why we tried this, it doesn't work, and we tried this, it's not going to work." And it was interesting. I had probably about 8 to 9 meetings a day for the entire week. So I don't know, I was probably in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 meetings, and I didn't get that once in 40 or 50 meetings with people, and everything instead of that was the comment. It was all, what can we do to help? Like, that's amazing. We're in. Like, what can we do to help? And it was just unconditional support. And, that kind of gets you, that kind of hits you where you're like, wow, like that's amazing, so at that point I said, what, I think this is it. I think this is the one. And when I looked at the different options I was looking at, I looked at it, and the big change, I think, even, when I was chatting with Keaton back, I said, there's one kind of condition I'd like to, put in before I commit to this project, and before I come on board and volunteer my time to try to get this thing up and running. I said, I think there's all of the makings of a CPL franchise here. Again, having been in that market, I've seen all the CPL markets. I've been involved in the league. For me, I said, I think that needs to be our ambition. I said, League One is awesome, and that's where I think we need to grow, and we'll play in League One. But I think the ambition here needs to be CPL, right? And I said, if you guys are on board, then I'm on board with that concept. I think this to be a great market for not only League One, but pushing the envelope and challenging, and trying to get a CPL franchise down the road. So,
sensing a theme with League One this week with these 3 club announcements that we'll be putting out. Ambition is really part of it. So when you touch on CPL, that potential, Rob, I just want to ask, in general terms, what will make Electric City and Peterborough, frankly, as a soccer market, special, not only in League One but perhaps across Canada?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. I think when you look at any market across North America, even, and you look at the successful MLS franchise, look at the successful CPL franchises. To me, there's always 4 key elements to what's going to make a successful franchise and a successful market. And the 4 for me are a strong ownership group who obviously well funded and able to contribute there. Like, another one is facilities. Facilities are massive, right? We need those soccer specific stadiums. We need training facilities that are that professional level. You need community support in terms of the fans. You need fans in the stands. You need guys who will buy in the merch, fill in the stadium. And then the 4th one is you need sponsorship. You need corporate support in terms of sponsorship dollars. And that's what's going to create a successful franchise. I know MLS does that with their model. CPL is the same. And I think, if I look at, when I was kind of looking at different opportunities and the different markets, I looked at those 4 categories and said, look, the ownership group, the people that I had talked to here, and we went to work in putting together a very unique ownership group. We didn't want just one person to come in with a bunch of money. We wanted to put together a diverse group of owners. So we went to work right away on the ownership side of things, and we found now we're up at 13. We've got 13 local owners that they're all sharing the financial responsibility, all have ties to Peterborough. They all actually currently live in Peterborough. And we're still looking at adding, a couple of different unique ownership structures, but it's all about the community, right? And this community for me is one that's very passionate about itself, and then being loyal to the local restaurants, the local history that's here. It's the one thing I found more so than in the place, like maybe Calgary or there, where they're big cities. People may not have quite the attachment to their local city, but a place like this, I've come here and it's crazy. The downtown here, and it's just, they support local, they support the Peterborough Peeps, they support the Lakers, the local sports teams get a ton of support. So in terms of ownership, we put together, I think, a very strong ownership group that's very diverse in terms of the skill set they bring, and so we've built that. I think that piece of it very strong. The facilities, we're working with a local partner here, and the name is Hybrid Sports to build our facilities. And so basically, with the facility, it's a 74-acre plot of land that's been bought, and on that facility, there's going to be, and Hybrid Sports is the one overseeing the entire project, the 74 acres. But there's going to be a full-size indoor pitch dome. There's currently and that's going to be up in 2022. We're currently in the process of building our first team pitch, which the club will be our home pitch, and it's going to be primarily just used for the club itself. So it's going to be our home pitch, and it's going to be built over the next 3 years, kind of with eyes towards CPL. So it's going to be done in phases. Phase one, we're building a grass pitch right now. We've been working with the grounds crews at Montreal in terms of Montreal and their facility out there, and trying to build an Ontario Soccer Center as well, and some of the things, and trying to learn from the best out there in terms of, we want to make sure that we're building kind of a top quality facility so that our players can play in. They're currently, it's going to be a multi-sport facility. So right now there's already a facility there, or a building there, that's got gymnasiums in there, a turf area, a workout area. We've got office space. So it's a work in progress. Obviously, there's lots to do on there, but that's going to be our first team, our home pitch. And we get to kind of build it the way we want to build it. We've got sprinklers getting ordered. We size the pitch exactly the way we want. So it's amazing being able to start something from scratch and design it the way we want and bring all that stuff in. So that's the second big part of it for us was facilities, right? And I think this facility is going to be second to none. Definitely across the facilities I've seen, and that's our goal, is to build a facility and a really special game day experience for people when they come. Not only for fans, spectators, but also for players, coaches. And we want to build a place that people want to come and train and play in and come in and have a great time. So facility was another big one, and we're really excited. So this year, like I said, the grass pitch will be ready. We'll probably put in, about 1,000 to 1,500 for League One Ontario for the bleachers and have all of the things there for now. And then we'll try to scale up as we work towards a potential bid for the CPL to make sure that we're in that category as well. So facilities was a hit for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic away day to head up to Peterborough in League One and hopefully in the Canadian Championship as well one day. Knock on wood. I know you've had some success in that tournament with Cavalry. But specifically, I want to ask you, kind of touched on that community aspect in Peterborough, and local is very important in that city. And you guys have like a storefront. You guys have, and social media has been fantastic, by the way, to keep up if you're not living in Peterborough to see this stuff. But you have banners around the city. Can you talk about what's been done like concretely in the city so far, and how that momentum is building?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's a great market for that. And one of the things, I've had a lot of chats to different people, about this market, and there's obviously always going to be some reservations. It's a small market, right? And in talking with people, even at the CPL, about the potential here, and I think they're excited about it, but there's going to be some concerns, right? And so it would be the smallest market in the CPL by far, being in that 80 to 100,000 range kind of thing. And my kind of argument to that is, I love the size of the market, to be honest with you. I look at, the game day experiences that different clubs have created, and you look at Halifax is probably done as the smallest current market. And Victoria's done Langford out where they do theirs as well. But I think when you've got a smaller market, it's a lot easier for a club to saturate the market and to have everybody in the community really buy in, as opposed to a place, like a Calgary where it becomes very difficult when you've got 1 million people and trying to spread the word, and your marketing dollars don't go as far and those sort of things. So that's one of the reasons I really like the small community. And to your point then, of what we've done is everything we've tried to do so far is really try to be that community focused and get the word out there and let people know about what we're doing and that sort of thing. So, all of the work we've done over the last year and a half, it kind of culminated, and we were patient, and we made our announcement August 9th, where we had it down on the river, at a local cafe there. And we introduced our ownership group, introduced myself, the team name, got some buzz there. About a week later, we came out and we had our brand launch. We put together a great video. We had some great people putting that together for us. And we had some great support from our supporters group that's already in place. I mean, they're here, and we've been involving them from the beginning. And, the current 1819 or 1881, current 18-19, sorry, is
Mhm.
they're here, they're active, and which is amazing. It's amazing
Yeah.
to me that again we have never even kicked a ball, and we've got a supporters group here. They're waving flags, they're doing all those things. So we had a great night there, August 13th, with our brand launch there. Got the brand out there, and people have been really excited about the name and the brand. And then from there, yeah, we opened the online store kind of mid August. We've got the office now in place here, and then we've got a pop-up shop in our office where people can come and actually check out the merchandise, and we're working on increasing our what we're offering and then there as well. So those are some of the things we've done so far. We've also done a lot of legwork behind the scenes. We've built strong relationships with all the local youth clubs, a lot of local businesses. And that's what's really exciting now about actually finally being able to make this announcement and that we're joining League One, and now it's official that we're in a league. Now we can start. We've had companies coming to us saying, we want to sponsor, we want to be involved. How can we be involved? And I said, well, let's just wait till we're official.
Play yet. Yeah, we don't play in a league yet.
Wait till we're official, right? And we've got a list of season ticket holders who people want to buy season tickets, right? So we're really excited now to be able. Now that it's official, we can start tapping into those resources and those people who have been so excited about being involved. And I think so it's really exciting to finally get this thing and finally to say, we're kicking off in 2022. We're going to have a team. Here's our league. Here's our competition. And we couldn't be more pleased with that. So, and we've got lots of other things. We definitely have a few other, announcements and things up our sleeve that we're going to be announcing over the next few weeks or next few months, as we roll towards there, right? That I think are even going to, lend itself to that ambition of where we're truly trying to go. Where we want to be next level. When we're going to use this League One platform to get us there, and it's been an amazing journey, and we really look forward to playing in 2022.
Yeah, I've heard stories of people going into the store and buying some of your merch. They're like, "Great, what league do you play in? Do you play games?"
Yeah,
it's just like people are just so gung ho on this idea before there's even games. Quickly, Rob, we'll wrap this up here. You just said it there, ambition. You talk to people around this club, and that's the word that comes up. And like you sort of touched on, Peterborough is a smaller market. It's a smaller market, even frankly, from League One Ontario's perspective, just on, if you just look on a map. The ambition and sort of the being audacious is another thing you hear quite a bit about. So what do those words mean to you going into this first League One Ontario season with all this extra work to be done and all this potential? What does that ambition mean to you, and how will it manifest itself?
Yeah, and it's a great question, because I think, when I first brought it up to people, again, it's just words, right? It's kind of, what does ambition mean? You want to play CPL? Great. Maybe it'll be 5, maybe 10 years, and I kind of wanted to flip the script. And I think what we've already demonstrated it in a lot of things that we've done, and I think the way that we're doing it and the narrative that I keep telling everybody that we come involved with here is when they ask, what does that mean? And I said, here's the difference is we're building a CPL team now, and we're going to play in League One to get us to that point, though. But everything we're doing now, we're doing CPL caliber. We're doing professionally, from the logo that we design, getting local designers, from the video that we put out there to our office space here. Coming from the CPL landscape, I know what those look like, and that's what we're doing here now. We're setting up and we're building a CPL franchise. But we're going to use, again, League One is a great platform, and League One is an amazing place, and we want to have a permanent home there. But we're going to use that as that platform, right? And that's the biggest one for me is we're not building a League One team to maybe go CPL someday. We're building a CPL team using League One to get there. And that's the biggest narrative for me. That's the difference. And it shows, I think, and again, the logo, the design, the merchandise, the office space we have, and the stadium that we're building, right? We're building those things for that. And we're really excited. And I think it's, something that, we're really looking forward to. We're looking forward to building a team, and hopefully, some of the other things is we're doing open trials. We want to get people involved and in terms of building this squad and putting a really exciting product on the field. One of my passions is game day experience as well, right? And so we're going to put on a show here, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch, and be a place, like you said, that people from Toronto or all over Ontario here want to make that road trip and say, I need to go check this out because this sounds pretty special, right? So we're excited about it, and we're excited about the potential that we have in this community, and looking forward to it.
Can't wait for this in 2022. Rob Jenkins, president of Electric City Football Club. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate the time.